And I saw one Democrat predict they may have 30 or 40 folks running. I don't believe that's actually going to be the case. I think it's probably going to be anywhere from 12 to 14. I do want to ask each one of you, from an African-American perspective, who do you believe who is black will jump into the race? The reason I'm raising this now, remember, Obama announced shortly, I think in February of 2007. So probably after MLK's birthday, we're going to start seeing the announcements roll out of folks forming exploratory committees. And so in about 30 days to 45 days, we're going to see the first announcements of people running for president. Who do you think black is going to be running?
Well, I don't think there's any question that Cory Booker is going to run, and I suspect that Kamala Harris, the senator from...
Oh, no, not suspect, Sam. Kamala Harris been running the moment she got elected.
No question. No question. And you can add Deval Patrick. I think, you know, it'll be interesting because you see Joe Biden saying he's the most qualified person. Flashback to George W. Bush. Clarence Thomas is not on the bench if Joe Biden hadn't helped body Anita Hill and put him there. So Biden needs to be out. But I think what we have now is there's some talk of some Beto O'Rourke combination of O'Rourke with Harris or Booker. Who would be at the top of the ticket, who would be at the bottom. But certainly the three that I named, and then you got some other candidates who may not who may sit this one out, or somebody like even Hakeem Jeffries, a kind of corporate dim who was able to thwart Barbara Lee, and he's trying to vault into the conversation, maybe at the bottom of the ticket, and that may be a later conversation, but certainly Harris, Booker, and Deval Patrick, and probably, and this will be the last one, I think Eric Holder is probably the strongest of those candidates if he were to throw his hat in the ring, in my opinion.
Can somebody explain to me real quick, when you talk about these folks who are running, and all these media people talk about Beto O'Rourke, why in the hell they tout O'Rourke running and not Abrams or Gillum when they actually lost by a smaller margin than he did?
Well, I think Abrams said today that she was considering running, but she's also considering running in for the governor of Georgia as well as for the Senate seat. So I think her name is going to be on the lips of a lot of people. I think she's a real strong vice presidential candidate. I don't know that her profile is nationally, at this point, as high as some of the other people. Gillum would be, I think, just an ideal candidate to run. He did so well in terms of his image and the way in which he presented himself. I think that he would be a really strong person.
Now, to Gillum, the point on Gillum, he's also a fraternity brother.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing. I may probably stir some things up, but everybody, all these blacks, brothers and sisters want to jump in the race. Do we need that? We need to win, period.
Yes, we do.
We need to get the best candidate to win, whoever and whatever that might be. That's the case.
I think that getting black candidates in will help us win because it will get excitement in the primaries. And I think that if the ultimate person is smart, they'll recognize that getting black candidates energized in the primary and then figuring out the best way to keep them energized through November is a winning strategy. So I would not want to back off on having fewer black candidates in. I would want to see more of them get in.
As the movement Passion 57 said, always bet on black.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
As we transition into the holiday season, this is the time, of course, when we start thinking about giving and sharing. Sometimes the best gift that you can give someone is an opportunity that could potentially change their lives financially. That's why our friends at Transatlantic Real Estate have created an investment opportunity for the everyday investor. It involves legal marijuana and crowdfunding. Crowdfunding makes it easy to be an early investor of an opportunity. It's a no-brainer. But it also gets even better. Transatlantic Real Estate is different, and they have a business model that is simple to understand. They buy land that supports marijuana grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. And for a limited time, you can invest as little as $300 up to $10,000 before the company goes public. And here's some more good news. They have recently extended the offer, which means you still have time if you take action now. To get started, go to marijuanastock.org and marijuanastock.org for you to get in the game.
Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.